Hello there, kindergarten teachers. Welcome to the Summit SEL tutorial for kindergarten. This video is for anyone looking for SEL curriculum for their kindergarten classroom or for anyone that has already purchased the Summit SEL kindergarten curriculum and wants to just review with a quick tutorial video on what's included. So let's begin. Every Summit SEL program has three things that are always included. The first is circle prompts for every level. There are 5 levels, every curriculum. The next is a behavior reward system called the DAB badge. Yes, that kind of DAB, but it stands for displaying awesome behaviors. And they're little badges that you can print and cut out and laminate and then give to your students when they're, displaying awesome behaviors. And the third thing that's always included in each Summit SEL curriculum is the pathway points chart so that you can, put up a mountain decoration if you want, or if you don't have space in your classroom, it can just go in each student's Summit SEL folder, however you want to organize it. But it's a really fun points chart system that will help students see their progress in the program. And that way they can earn, prizes or special other rewards that are free, like, sitting in a special chair or being line leader, things like that as they move through the program. As I quickly indicated before, each curriculum has 5 levels. So for kindergarten, level 1 is listening skills, transitioning in the classroom, and school rules. Some kindergartners maybe didn't have that TK experience. And so, they're coming from home or a preschool program that looked a lot different than a structured formal education kindergarten program. So this level is just focused on, teaching kids about, what are those school rules that we have to follow? What does it look like to transition between activities during the day, or even transitioning from recess or lunch, which is outside fun playtime, into that classroom and how that works. And then those listening and learning skills, right? Like that's what we want to start these kiddos off with at the beginning of the school year. What does it look like to listen? So each level, including level 1, has about 10 videos that are all about teaching those different skills. Most videos are about 2 to 7 minutes in length. They're not like, a 30-minute tutorial on something, because these kids are young. They're just going to watch a video for about 2 minutes to teach them a real quick concept. And then after the video, you can do a circle prompt, or maybe it's just a good post lunchtime transition activity to watch a little video on one of the skills in level 1. The first activity that is not one of the video or circle prompts activities that is included in the kindergarten curriculum is Learning My Classroom Freeze Dance. And in this activity, there's some printable things you can use for the different parts of the classroom. And then, the instructions are included in the game on how to play with your students. Also included in this level is a social story coloring book titled Listening to My Teacher. So for my social story coloring books, you can have those just for one student that's maybe having a little special trouble learning how to listen, or it's a book that all students can color and, you can staple together and they can have their own little booklet about learning about listening. There's also a Trying My Best chart. So this again is a tool that is for maybe just specific students that are having a little bit of trouble trying their best to follow the rules or whatever it may be during the school year. You can use it for just this level, or it's just a tool for you for the entire school year for certain students that need an extra little help. For level 2, the focus is on starting to learn some social skills. So included in this level is the social skills superhero game, which is part of my YouTube channel, Counseling Fanny Pack of Fun. Specific social skills that are focused on in this level, because there's like a million social skills, are initiating play, playground rules, and tattling. A small group activity that is included in level 2 is social skills Candyland. You can have a Candyland board that you can use for this game in small groups and have an adult facilitate the game, or I do have a printable game board. So not to worry if you don't have a Candyland, but you are a kindergarten teacher, so it's a good game to have. For level 3, the social skills theme is continued, but the topics for this level are sportsmanship and conflict resolution for kindergartners. And then there's also another video from the YouTube channel Counseling Fanny Pack of Fun that's called the Conflict Resolution Game. And that's an activity that you can do. It'll take about 30 minutes with your students. And they do have to sit at a table. There's a little paper game board that they can color as they play the game. Another activity included in this level is the social story coloring book, Being a Good Sport, right? The focus is on learning sportsmanship. So this coloring book kind of reinforces that lesson on what is a good sport? What does it mean? What does it mean to be a bad sport? To help students learn that concept. And then there's also a centers activity with another board game that is printable called the Conflict Resolution Game. And so this game will need to be facilitated by an adult who can read the little prompt cards and stuff as students play, maybe in like a group of 4. Level 4's focus is on learning about emotions for kindergartners and on empathy. So kind of going hand in hand with how do I feel? How do others feel? How can I tell how they're feeling? And what am I doing that's affecting their feelings? Things like that. So there are several videos that address this. There's also the empathy pizza game, which is a part of my YouTube channel also that you can access. And then there's a centers activity that there's 3 different activities that you can do in your centers, either all in one day, or you can just have one center focused on that lesson. For these activities, you will need plastic, Easter egg things that kind of come apart, and then students are going to be putting them together to make different emotions. And then you also will need a little bit of Play-Doh for the center. There's also an emotions coloring worksheet and a camping theme emotions coloring. So students can color the different emotions. Some are like s'mores that are sad, or actually the s'mores are happy. The other ones are, a canoe and a tent and different things that are fun, kind of related to my camping and hiking and mountain theme. And so students can color those, and you can either just, put them up as some decoration in your classroom to help students see the different emotions, or you can use them to help students. You can write their name on a clip, like a laundry clip or something, and then by kindergarten, students mostly recognize their name and they can move their clip to their emotion that they're feeling during the day. This is a great SEL tool that a lot of teachers use to help reinforce learning about our emotions. Also included in this level is a small group centers activity that's a board game called Learning My Emotions board game. It's also a camping theme because I'm trying to go with this like mountains, hiking, fun stuff that's part of the Summit SEL curriculum. It's a printable board game also. So you just print it out, ideally color print, and I would recommend always laminating the game boards, and then you just attach them together. There's usually made of 2 or 3 pieces of paper. You attach them with some string. You will need your own die, and you will need your own like game pieces that you can borrow from another game. And finally, in this level, there is another social stories coloring book called Understanding and Controlling My Big Emotions. So again, for social story coloring books, you can have all the students color the pictures and you can read it out loud with the students so they can practice learning to read. Or you can just use that for a certain special students that have, difficulty controlling their emotions, and maybe just read it to them once a day just to remind them on why we should control our emotions and tools we can use to control our emotions. And finally, level 5 is emotional regulation, right? We've learned about emotions a little bit, and now we're going to learn how to control our emotions, especially those big feelings. And then there's also some videos and activities related to just behavior control, right? So sometimes students that have big feelings have behaviors. They go hand in hand. In this level, there are 2 videos from the Counseling Fanny Pack of Fun YouTube channel. One is the Making Good Choices game, and the other one is the size of problems bingo. So all of these videos are totally optional. All of the activities in Summit SEL are optional. You know, if you have time, great, you can do everything. If you don't have time, you know, this isn't a curriculum that your district gave you. So the more information students get, the more they're going to learn those social and emotional skills. But it's your classroom, it's your, you know, your choice how much or how little you're able to do during the year. There's also some prompt cards related to behavior control. So when you're doing that circle time, the different cards, the prompts and questions that are on them are related to controlling our behavior, making good choices as opposed to not making good choices. There's also an anger thermometer, which is a tool that I use with students. That's kind of a very visual tool to help them, you know, recognize when they're going from green to red with their emotions. The anger thermometer does have a lot of reading that maybe the counselor can go over the different levels with the student. But if you just want to cut out the thermometer and put that on the student's desk or whatever you'd like, it is a good tool that can help them identify their emotions and when they're on their way to losing control. Other activities included in level 5, there's a small group activity. Hopefully you have a Jenga laying around, or you can get a Jenga or imitation Jenga. You number it 1 through 30, and this game for the Jenga is called the Size of Problems Jenga. So how to play, it's just a regular Jenga. Students, as they play, if they pull one that has the number on it, you read the prompt related to, you know, the size of the problem. So like one question might be, is it a big deal or a little deal when you don't know the answer to a question? Another one might be, is it a big deal or a little deal if you can't find a pencil? I know the kids that think it's a big deal, or that at least respond like it's a big deal. So this is one of the reasons why I created this game. There's also a worksheet activity called expected versus unexpected behaviors. And it's kind of a cut and paste worksheet activity. So it should be pretty easy. There are pictures so students can see, and then they glue into the chart if it's an expected behavior or an unexpected behavior. And finally, for this level, there is another social story coloring book called Calming My Body and Playing Safely at School. And this social story coloring book also at the end has a little tool that can help students, you know, maybe on their way out to recess, go over the tool and say, you know, what should we remember when we're starting to get angry or someone doesn't want to share a toy, things like that. And that's what's included in the kindergarten version of the Summit SEL program. You can purchase just the kindergarten individual curriculum in my Counseling Fanny Pack of Fun store. So the whole school curriculum can be bought 2 ways, either as a bundle and you just get the SEL curriculum, or as a membership to the counselingfannypack.com website, Summit SEL membership program. So with that, it'll include the curriculums, but it'll also include all of the social story coloring books that you can access, even if that one's not specific to your grade. And it also includes more Tier 2 and Tier 3 counseling materials for your school psychologist and your school counselor. So if you can all get together and contribute, then everyone will have access to all of those really great resources to help your students with their social emotional learning, with their controlling behaviors, and all of their other needs related to mental health. Thanks for watching, and if you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. All the links to access and learn more about the different curriculums and the program are below in the descriptions. Thanks for watching.